Hey everyone, it's time to count up your sins.
SODO!
Alright, as always, I'm your host, Frozen Stratos, and yeah, we had a pretty good vlog this weekend. So good, in fact, that we're back. So we're going to be talking about all the shodo double cross stuff that came out, as well as the SODO things that happened, and a little bit of teasing for what's probably to come in Revice? Not Revice. To come in Geats, maybe, hopefully, not sure. We'll see what happens. But we start the blog with a little bit of a reminder that, hey, Shodo Double Cross's first wave is here. It's out. Like, it's out in stores. It's in my hand. I have it. And it's good. It's so good. So that's probably going to speak to the quality of the second set as well. That's going to be very Kamen Rider double focused. And in order to coincide with these releases and the release of the new Fuuto PI anime, we're going to be getting Shodo Double Cross Kamen Rider Fuuto PI. At least I think that's what that says. I don't know Japanese, but context clues, you know? This is a whole Kamen Rider double wave that is coming to Premium Bandai. So let's take a look at what we got. The first figure that they did want to show off was Shotaro himself. He looks pretty good. He's got a nice suit to him, and he's also clearly mostly based off of the anime and not very, I guess, humanoid. It's not a very good likeness to Ren Kiriyama, but it is very, very spot on to the anime. The only gripe I have comes with this next image. Now, we can see you can take the hat off. It is removable, but it does make the head a little bit tiny, unfortunately. But it's fine. I think it's alright. The jacket's a bit poofy. I don't know, maybe slim that down? I'm not entirely sure. But this looks good. Like, for all intents and purposes, this is Shotaro. This is what I need on my shelf. And I don't know that I actually need one that looks like photoreal. This is good enough for me. If we kept getting civilian forms like this in this form, I think I'd be more than okay with it. And also, you can't have him without having... oh, no. Suddenly I'm forgetting his name. It's... Philip. Jesus. Okay. I've been out of this a while. I've been out of the game. Philip looks great. He has a dedicated holding hand. We'll see later that the hand is like permanently affixed to the book. But that's fine because you have plenty of other things to swap out with. He also has a separate hand to like thumb through the pages, and it looks really good. I am concerned about the cardigan and how that might, you know, mess with articulation. It seems like there's enough room around it, so hopefully there's, you know, enough room for him to move. Not sure yet, but then again, all he has to do is hang out at the base. He doesn't necessarily need to do much else, so this looks really good. The only criticism I really have is that, like, hey, the anime does this thing where his head is green, or his hair is green, and, like, I don't know that I needed that. That's more of an anime thing that they're replicating, but, you know, I appreciate the accuracy here. It even has the silver to the clips in his hair, which is really, really nice. But yeah, outside of that, good stuff. And the last figure of this set, and oh boy, I should really look up her name ahead of time. I think her name is Tokime? She looks really good. And this is, I think, the first civilian female figure that Shodo has ever done, ever. And they wanted to make a point of that. They also wanted to make sure they could get, like, the main three characters right, which, like, what about Akiko? But anyway, yeah, she looks great. The hair is done in such a way to that you can still tilt and move her head around. The torso has this dress that's really nice that they've done in a, like, more opaque translucent plastic. It looks so good. The effect is so effective. I love it. If you notice, her elbows are basically where the only joints are. Or, like, past the elbows, there are no more joints. There are no wrist joints, is what I'm trying to say. And that'll come into play later when we see all the accessories. Speaking of which, we do have driver holding accessories for Shotaro. We have Gaia memory holding accessories for both of them. And, you know, you can pose them up. They're posing up a storm here. They do have separate belts that you can place onto them, which is really good. And then, here they are with all their accessories. I think the only thing that I really would have loved to see here in this lineup is maybe a Lost Driver. I really need me a Lost Driver. Also, for Tokime, her arms, it turns out you swap them by that elbow joint, which is very concerning to me because I have had a premium Bandai item have that peg on that elbow snap. So I don't know if I'm actually going to be using this feature. I do appreciate that they included it, but I guess there was no seam line that they felt comfortable making there. I get it, but like the end result, like you're using that very weak peg. I'm very wary of it. Anyway, this all looks very good. We can see here on Philip's side that the book is permanently affixed to his hand. And on top of that, it does come with a lot of the Fang stuff. So that's, you know, I'm very excited for that. That's something they didn't show off earlier. This is going to retail for 6,300 yen, excluding tax. In Japan, this is a premium Bandai item. Oh, that's not the right image. This is a premium Bandai item. So make sure, get these on like Tocollectibles or whatever third-party seller you want to middleman this through. I'm not quite sure if, you know, Premium Bandai US is going to carry these. They might be making a push for it. I'm not 100% sure. I really hope they do. Hopefully we'll get updates on that soon. If not, like, as I'm talking, it must have happened because that's just my luck. But I am excited. I really hope to get these. But 6,300 yen, when you add all the extra stuff to it, I really hope it doesn't become so prohibitively expensive. Even 6,300 is kind of big. Anyway, so I did want to discuss the possibilities that this brings up. You notice that Fang is there. And there is stuff that they're doing. Like, I feel like they are still going full out on this line. They're re-releasing CSM stuff specifically for this. So I feel like things are on the table that maybe we could get actual toys coming out for the show. That's going on right now. Specifically, I feel like Fang Trigger is a possibility. Whether it be in Shodo Double Cross or maybe in one of these premium Bandai sets. Hopefully something like that. Also, it's very suspect that Akiko and her husband are not in this set. Axel is not in this set in his civilian form, interestingly enough. And we have... Oh, I don't know why this cuts off so weird. We have multiple main characters. It's not just 3 of them. Akiko definitely deserves to have a figure. And also, you know, slipper accessories. I'd love those. So I would love to see a 3rd set come out of this. There's definitely enough here. Haven't watched the anime yet. Heard good things. Don't know who this blue dude is. We'll figure it out later. But perhaps they could show up in a set as well. If not, Fang Trigger. Fang Trigger is like my big thing. That had better happen. I need that yesterday. Anyway, that is it for these guys, but that is not it for the blog. And like I said, this is already up for pre-order now. 6,300 yen. Just wanted to remind you. But that is not it for the blog because look at this guy. Who is he? Well, it is OverDemons. And there are some very unique things about this guy. And this is the very last figure they're revealing for Buy 9. And by extension, potentially the end of the Revice line. Yeah, we haven't really covered it too much here, but this seems to be the last figure. We'll talk about that later. Let's just talk about what this guy's all about. He is able to take all the weapons from Buy 8 and use them just with this figure. Like I said, haven't seen too much of the show, but I assume he's like assuming all of these items and weapons that showed up in Buy 8. So yeah, that's cool. He's fully compatible with those. On top of that, they didn't say this in the initial blog, but like, you can get this guy looking real big just based off of these legs. It's super cool. Anyway, in terms of construction, a lot of him is based off of the initial version of what's his face? Demons and Veil. So these two figures kind of combined to make this, obviously. That's how these work. Now, the main point of comparison here is Demons, because they are still supposed to be using the same base body, but they did want to mention, hey, we updated the colors on these, which presumably means they were wrong before. They wanted to make it look a little more accurate to the show. Now, there are a lot of things that go into the color choice on here. When they created Demons, what had happened was they were just going based off of the concept art. But now that they've had a little bit of time, they've seen it in the show, even them looking at the suit, they can't tell what it's going to look like as a final product on the show, because color correction and all that stuff still happens. So this is, for them, most accurate. And on top of that, Demons was known for being one of the only figures to come without their open palmed hands, but OverDemons is going to be coming with it right outside the box. I think it'd be really cool, a really cool experiment, to just get another one of these base bodies and throw it onto your initial Demons and just sort of see what happens. Hopefully it all meshes well, because he's been put through the ringer in terms of representation. The wrong colored bodysuit, missing his hands. When the hands did finally come, they were a completely different color, and now he's in a brand new color. So maybe, hopefully, you can cobble together like the perfect Demons, but I don't know. I haven't seen it. I could be wrong. We'll see. Anyway, that's it for this comparison. Taking a look at the head, they really wanted to highlight that outside of the eyes, which they always say that, like, hey, we love doing the compound eyes, and then also like that horn in the back, all this is mostly painted. Like, you have the white, you have that metallic blue running around, and you have the orange. Like, there are significant paint apps here that look very, very good, and this seems very premium outside of the eyes, I guess. On top of that, here's a comparison with the torsos. They wanted to mention that, hey, the initial Veil figure, that was molded in that color, but what they wanted to do here was like treat it with gunmetal gray plastic, because, you know, it looks kind of plasticky. It looked plasticky before, so they made an effort to get that metallic, and they did not skimp on the metallic orange around the suit as well, so that's very cool. Next up, we have a bit of comparison with the arms. The shoulder pad gets that same consideration that I just talked about the painted finish, rather than just, having the shoulder pad there. And then also, Demons just didn't have so much range of motion in the elbows, so they really did their best to rectify that here, and it's very effective. I did not know how bad it was before. I own it. I haven't opened it. But like I said, I'm very excited to see what would happen if someone were to get this base body and just put it on the regular Demons. And then we have a comparison with the, I guess, like mantle piece on the other shoulder pad, and they pointed out that the initial figure, that was molded in, I think, a white color, but now that it's molded in a gunmetal gray, they were able to inset the stickers instead of having the sticker just sort of plastered onto the whole thing. So really, honestly, if you get the full OverDemons set, you might be able to upgrade both your Demons and Veil if that's what you feel like doing. That is a distinct possibility. Also, here are the legs. We're still comparing them based off of, like, the molding color. They also wanted to note that they did not skimp out on basically the same exact paint apps that you got on the regular Demons release and this one. So it's not going to be like that re-released Saber situation where you got stickers where there used to be paint. This is fully what it was before. Anyway, next up. Oh, hey, I guess that's it. This is it, right? This is it for all of Buy 9, and by extension, I think the rest of the wave. As far as I know, there are no more pre-orders for like a buy 10 or a buy 11, which is concerning. And this is basically the smallest wave we've gotten in a while. A lot of these outside of boxes 3 and 4 are remolds, are reuses, like repaints, like everything we have mostly seen before, except for, like I said, box 3 and 4. So this was a very, I don't want to say low effort wave because they definitely put in a lot of effort, but this was a very easy wave for them to accomplish, and I'm very confused at what's going to be happening, because most of these boxes have been 12. We have been getting 12 boxes per wave, right? And this is the first one with 10. And then also, on top of that, we have nothing about a buy 10. Presumably, maybe we're skipping into the next series. I do know that Saber's line was fully invaded. Like, the first wave was fully invaded by the previous characters' figures. So maybe we're setting that up. But yeah, it's just interesting that we're ending at this 9th wave, potentially. Though I will say, we have gotten a lot more figures out of this line than we typically do, because they upped the quantity of boxes, they upped the quantity of figures and accessories we got per wave. So it's not like we super missed out on a whole lot of stuff, but we are missing a lot of figures. Let me know in the comments down below. I know specifically we're missing the final forms of the main characters. They said that this was not going to be ready, especially not for this release, because it has to be a brand new mold. I get it. Maybe we'll be seeing that in the first wave of Geats, but I'm not 100% sure. It's a complete wild card. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking, and, you know, just tell me what, I don't know, what's missing, what's all missing. Because I know even Saber didn't get completed. We didn't get any of those ghost forms at all. So, I don't know. Anyway, we haven't gotten this yet. Not sure what's going on. But I do know that we did have a tease, basically, like, within the past couple days, we've been getting teased with this. What is this? This is the main Gimmick line Geats figure. Sadly, this is not the SODO figure, but perhaps it could reflect what we'll be getting? We'll take a look at this guy, because this thing's wild. This is the main figure, and you can tell something's not quite right with this guy. It turns out you can actually just sort of flip him around and transform him into the other form. Just like, you're in the other form now with just this figure. I don't know if SODO will do this approach. There are many other things that it could do. Like, obviously, this approach might not allow for so much waist movement, I don't think. Like, there is a central spinal column here and connecting belt piece that probably won't allow any sort of waist articulation. And that's been a very big thing for SODO to keep doing. So I do wonder if this is the route they'll go, or if they'll just make two separate pieces, a top half and a bottom half, because that seems to be the easiest thing to do. Like, this genuinely baffled me when I saw it. It's so bonkers. It's so cool. I respect it as a toy. It does so much, especially play value wise. Like, here's what you're getting in the box. Every torso can be a leg. Every leg can be a torso. You know, it's cool. He's got multiple versions of his main gun. He's got the tail that you can plug in either form, and then the mask that you'll be able to plug on the head in either form. So, like I said, I don't know that SODO's gonna do anything like this, but it sure would be interesting. Like, I don't know. SODO's always pushing the boundaries, and there might be a similar case for that here. I'm not 100% sure. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments. Genuinely, I really hope they don't, like, make this too complicated for themselves, because they're already overworked. Like, I would like a really easy wave, like an easy show for them to do, and then just work on all the figures that we haven't gotten yet. Because there's so much Saber backlog. There is so much Revice backlog that I feel like if we just go streamlined and simple this year with these guys, hopefully we can get everything we want. Anyways, I do believe, yeah, that's it. That's it for my slideshow. We're done here. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I know it's been a long time, because this boy's got a job now. It takes up a lot of time and energy. So I don't know if I will be fully back, but I will tell you that we are always updating the Twitter. We are doing that every single Saturday, and specifically this Saturday, right after the Twitter coverage ends, there's going to be a live stream for the Geats presentation that's going on Toku Topics that I will be on, Josh will be on. It'll be a good time. Not quite sure who else he's having on for that, but it'll be fun. I don't know, show up if you would like to. But yeah, that's it. I know it's been a real mess in terms of the consistency of this channel. I do apologize, but I will also say the intent is always to come back. I do really like doing this. I wish I had more time and more energy to devote to this. I even have a whole new PC now set up for this. This, all you're seeing now, well, not all this. This is a mess. But everything I'm looking at, everything I'm seeing now, this is all new. And I'm hoping, I'm praying that this will be the new set. Anyway, I will see you next time. And take care. Keep it... I don't even have my thing. Keep it juicy. Dang, I'm bad at this. But we're getting back into it. We'll see what happens. It's been a while. How are you? You well? I hope you're well. It's been a bit. I've missed